Let's start with just, who are you?
Who am I? I'm Amy Jo. I am from Morecambe Bay. I sing country pop songs, and yeah, I love writing music, and I love traveling around and playing my music. Yeah.
So, you're playing in our great city tonight. Played last night. We'll get onto you in a bit, but
Yeah. Ooh.
great.
Some
Great
sound
start.
effects.
How was last night? Was it good? And what do you make of our great venue, 45 Vinyl?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's been on my bucket list for quite a long time, mainly because I love venues and cafes that just have all memorabilia. It just feels like it's such a cool little intimate hub for like country lovers. So it's really nice to tick that off the bucket list, and also supporting Gina Lana because she's a big name in UK country. She was amazing. I've actually never heard her play live, but like her voice was so powerful. So it's just really nice to be part of that, and I'm going to be doing the same set tonight with an additional song because I completely forgot about one of my songs. I was like, why did I not sing that? But yeah, so it's a really good gig, and I'm looking forward to doing it all again tonight.
Nice. So, of your catalogue that have been released so far, what's your favourite to play live?
Ooh, I think it's a song that's actually not out yet, which is kind of good. It shows that the songs
You
might
can't
be
go and
improving.
listen to it. But
I know, not yet, but we get the audience singing this really catchy hook in the middle, and every time it's totally different. But like last night, they were really loud and enjoying it, and we played it to so many different venues now that we're so excited to release the song because that bit just goes down so well. So yeah.
Is it the favourite you've recorded as well?
Yeah, I'm just really excited about this one. I feel like this could be a really good, fun summer song. So
There's a lot of people who I talk to say very similar. It's always the latest song or it's the new
Yeah.
song that's coming. How has your songwriting progressed in the years you've been
quite a lot, because I used to do a lot of solo writing, and I've really kind of pushed myself to do more co-writing recently, mainly because I just want to hear other people's perspectives. It kind of gets boring when you're always listening to your own thoughts. There's only so many things I can think about, and only so many experiences I've had from my perspective. So I'd say it's evolved more listening to other people's opinions in the studio, and also I've become a little bit more folky over time, and a little bit more upbeat as well. That this next album is a lot more upbeat and a little bit less sort of sad girl anthems. So yeah, that's nice.
Is that a reflection of your life or just what you've chosen to?
That's a good question. I guess it's a reflection of my life because I'm very happy at the moment, and yeah, I want the whole album to be quite positive and sort of a reflection of my perspective on the world, which is usually quite positive most of the time.
So from a country Americana folk side of things, I think it's pretty safe to say the UK has been lagging behind its fandom of this kind of music for years now, but with C2C and with everything that's going on, with just massive global superstars coming through in country, how has that either helped or kind of inspired you to do more?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like in the UK, like we say, we're seeing so much growth, but it tends to be like the American artists more, you say, and I think for the UK artists, it's still a little bit more of a slog trying to get people to listen to the UK scene, because it is slightly different, and that's what's really cool about it. So I think over time, I mean, there's lots of pioneers like the Shires and the Wandering Hearts, but I think it's even building on that. And I think over time, it will just keep building and growing, and we'll have our own kind of like Nashville here. I do believe that it'll be like UK's Nashville, and it'll be our own that we've built. Yeah, so I think it's nice to see the whole genre growing. Yeah.
And is that going to be Morecambe?
Is that going to be Morecambe? I hope so. I hope so. I love Morecambe, but I hope it's everywhere. I hope like every city has their own like country artists and their own perspective, because that would be really cool just to hear everyone's unique take on it.
Yeah. How do we get to that point then? What needs to happen?
I would say some like funding, like grassroots venues and venues like just smaller venues need the support from people, and there are some amazing people doing that, buying the merch, buying tickets, going to shows, supporting on social media. But I think we just need more like support in those grassroots places to keep it alive. And I think the more it's kept alive, the more people will flock, as you say, to it.
Yeah, because I don't know what Morecambe's like, but even though York's York, and we've lost most of our good venues over the last 10 years.
No.
And it's the cover bands that sell out tickets, and it's not the original artist. It's
Yeah.
that taking a chance on, don't know what tonight is, £12, it's less than £2 in in Europe and taking a chance on music. I just don't think people are doing that anymore.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think people should take the chance on it because most of the time it is always a really good night. And even if it's not like someone's type of music or whatever, you can always find something nice or good in the atmosphere or being in the room. But you're right, it is a shame a lot of the venues are closing down, and the cover ones are always the ones that tend to get the ticket sales. And I understand that from a business perspective, but I hope more people will take a chance on the upcoming artists. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just hard, isn't it, on guarantees and all the commercial side of music that I'd love to pretend doesn't exist. Going all the way back then, what made you start all this, start writing?
I started writing really young, like 12 or 13, and my friend had a few chords down, and I thought, cool, I want to learn those chords, and I wrote my first song that night. And then since then, just been writing, and it's never really stopped. And it's just a really good therapeutic way to sort of get your thoughts on paper, share your perspective, share your worldview, and I just feel most myself when I'm doing that. So yeah, I've been doing it a long time.
Can you see yourself ever not doing it?
See myself what?
Ever not doing it?
Ever not doing it? No. I can definitely see myself venturing off into things as well, because I'm one of those people where I just like everything, and I'm like, I want to do that and that and that, and I have all these wild goals. But I don't think I would ever stop doing music, no, because I think it's such a reflection of me and a way for me to express myself. Yeah.
So 45 is on the bucket list, and you've ticked that off.
Yeah.
What else is on it?
Quite a lot.
Is it a long
It's a very long list. Let me think of some of the venues on there. Well, one of the things was a headline tour, which I did the end of last year, and this year we're doing a bigger headline tour, which will be announced soon. And I also played Barrowlands recently, which was a bucket list venue. So I think my bucket list things are kind of just playing as many venues as I possibly can in as many cities as I possibly can with my own music. That's kind of the bucket list. The reason I wanted 45 is because I loved York, and I just like the fact that it's like a country hub. So maybe go to America and do some US shows as well.
Massive shout out to Ian and Becca.
Yeah.
I think that is what we miss. That we're talking. I'm going to Nashville for the first time this year, and I get this idea that an artist can rock up with a guitar and just play anywhere. Like they're so embracing of that, whereas here it's, I don't know, it just doesn't exist anymore in this country. I think it used to, talking to my dad, and the workmen's clubs would have a band on every other night. You just don't seem to have that culture anymore here. It's a shame. It's a shame.
It's a shame.
How is it growing up in Morecambe, which, let's face it, isn't the biggest music scene in the UK?
No.
And Lancaster and that, Harrison obviously says very similar things, but how did you get inspired when that wasn't on your doorstep? What really inspired you?
Such a good question. I'm gonna have to think about that. I've never thought about it before. I think I was always inspired by people who lived far away but felt connected to me. So when I first started listening to a lot of like the country artists from Nashville, it felt like they were from my hometown, even though they weren't. And I think that's what kept me connected. And to be honest, I've never felt like I needed there to be a big scene to do it anyway. I felt like, I enjoy writing songs. I enjoy doing this genre. Having said that, the more the scene has grown throughout the north and through England, England's quite small really. So I've kind of connected with a lot of different country artists throughout the UK, and I think they've kept me inspired. And I go to a lot of gigs. I watch a lot of grassroots venue gigs, and I have loved all of them. And I think I'm just inspired by the genre and just how great everyone is, and that keeps me going.
And I'll restrict it to 3, but who are your kind of, not your favourite 3 artists, but the 3 that people should go and listen to if they dig one?
In the UK?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would say Kezia Gill, because I feel like she's a big name in UK country, and she's really worked really hard for years and years. So I'm going to say her. Probably Jade Halliwell as well. Demi Mariner, I'm actually going to see, but I see her online all the time, and I just think she's putting in a lot of work. Got a great voice. Just in the Shires recently. I've seen Ward Thomas, they're amazing. Yeah, so good. Oh gosh, there's so many. I'm going to see Laura Evans in October, so I've kind of got a few ahead. But everyone at the British Country Music Festival, when I went to that, was amazing as well. There's honestly so much talent in the UK, and I just wish more people saw all these artists.
Yeah,
Gina Lana as well from the other night.
Gina Lana, of course. Yeah, no, we've
Yeah.
always had the Shires come to York for some reason. They've been at the Barbican for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Ward Thomas have played here, which is nice. Cattle and Kane a few times.
Oh yeah, Cattle and Kane. Yeah.
I saw them in a washing machine.
In a washing machine?
No, let me finish. Not in a laundrette, sorry. In Durham, way back. It was a laundrette that turned into a music venue on a night. And it
Wow.
was like 30 people in there. It's such a cool venue, like to play. It still exists. It's mint.
Wow.
Yeah,
I was really concerned. Like,
we
who shoved them in there?
Bundle them into a washing machine. How would you describe your songwriting style?
I would say it's conversational, informal, and relatable. Yeah.
Relatable to who and why?
Relatable to, good question. Relatable to anyone who is authentically themselves, whatever that is, who wants to feel seen. And I talk a lot about sort of mundane, boring aspects of life, but kind of turn them on its head and make it a bit more romanticized. So people who want to kind of make the most of every day or reflect on every day. Yeah.
An observational comedian, but without the comedy and just with real life.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, I'm not funny at all, so I'm not even going to try with that one. Yeah.
What does, I'm flitting here just because I'm interested, but what does music mean to you? That's a massive question. What is music to you?
I would say it's something that connects everyone regardless of who you are. And I really like that because I'm definitely a people person, probably too much. I'm probably really annoying, but I just love people and I could talk to people all day. And I think music is another way to do that. And it doesn't matter what divides people, it always unites people when they listen to music. And there's something really beautiful about that everyone can come together and feel seen.
Nice, so you massively feel that at festivals and whatever, thousands and thousands of people just digging it. And I think phones have ruined it for me in a way, gigs and everything. So I was at a gig a few weeks ago at Manchester Arena where there was no phones allowed, and it was beautiful. It's like, oh my god, this is what it must have been like.
Was that a policy?
Yeah, so Ghost, a metal band from Sweden, banned phones for the whole gig. So you put them in a pouch on your way, and it was locked until you were on the way out. 20,000 people with no recording, just living it in the moment. And I would so advocate for that moving forward after experiencing it. My dad said, yeah, that's just what gigs used to be like. I'm like, yeah, I know it's what they used to be like, but it was amazing. It was a completely different feeling to anything I've ever had. It was good. So speaking about that, I know we spoke about it a little bit off camera, but social media's taken over our world and our life and everything. How important is it, in your opinion, to not be on social, but be authentic on social? Because I think there's a lot of fakeness out there. But you seem very authentic and very you when you're on your socials.
I guess you can exist on social media being yourself and being authentic. So I guess that's what I try to do, because if I couldn't be that, I wouldn't bother with it. It's only used as a tool to connect with people, and that's kind of how I see it now. And I think when I took away all the pressure of you have to look a certain way, you have to be a certain way, you have to show all these things, I think when you take all that pressure off and you're just connecting with people, it can actually be really quite amazing as a tool. But I am also a little bit disheartened that it's like, so much emphasis is placed on that, because there are so many people who aren't on social media or who are fantastic musicians but maybe don't want to spend all day doing a TikTok, and that's fine, and I think that's okay, and there needs to be places for those people to exist.
Yes, it takes time. Content creation takes time. It's painful. What does the rest of the year look like for you, or do you hope it looks like for you?
I have a tour that I'm announcing for the end of the year, and I have quite a few more shows with the Luke Combs UK tribute, who I did a few gigs with last year and this year, and I have absolutely loved it. So I've got a few more gigs with him, and then festivals. I'm going to go watch a lot of festivals and gigs, And then I'm also recording my debut album at the moment. Callum, who's playing guitar with me at 45 Vinyl, he's producing that album. So we're making that at the moment, and hopefully that'll have 10 songs on it. And I'm most excited about these songs than any I've ever done. So it's going to be quite an exciting year, I think.
Yeah, it must be. I speak to a lot of people either just about to or just put out the debut record, and it's a lot of graft to get to it, putting out single after single after single. But is that going to be a culmination of what's already gone out, or brand new songs, or a mix? What's the makeup of that record going to look like in your view?
All brand new.
All brand new.
Yeah, all brand new.
That is not how people do a debut record.
Well, I think we are gonna do a couple of singles, but like nothing anyone's heard yet. Yeah. So it'll all be new songs from now on. Put a few singles out and then drop like 5, 6 at once. Which, like you say, yeah, most people do it single.
Yeah.
But I want it to feel like an album. Like I want it to feel like that. Yeah.
It's exciting. It's exciting. I've seen so many of my friends put their first thing on vinyl and hold it and feel it. And it's not just about Spotify and streaming the track. It's you have to put so much more love and effort into listening to a record.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is nice. Why should people go listen to you or pick up that record when it comes out?
I think people should listen to it because it took a lot of work. No, yeah. I feel like it's going to be very upbeat and positive, and I feel like it very much is a snippet into my mind, which is a very complex place. I feel like I don't come across as complex as my mind is, but it is. It's all in there, and it comes out in my songs. So I feel like that is I feel like a lot of people will relate to it, and there's a lot of really fun, relatable, catchy songs, but there's also a few deep ones that sort of hit you a bit more. And I think it's going to be like a summer album.
Nice.
So I better get releasing the first single soon before the sun goes down.
Well, once the songs are out, we will quiz you properly then and talk about the record. I always finish with the same question with everyone. If we were having this chat, let's say 3 years time. So what date is it today? 28th of April.
Yeah, 28.
2028. What would you like to have said you've done, and where would you like to be?
3 years?
Yeah.
Oh.
I always go 3 because a year's easy and that flies by.
Okay, I'll put this out there so I can manifest it.
Yeah.
I really want to be on the Jules Holland show. That's one of the things.
That's the first time in 10 years that has ever come out in an interview.
Really? Yeah. Okay, well, that's maybe a good sign. I'd really like to do that. I feel like Ed Sheeran had his debut TV performance there. I think Adele had one. Amy Winehouse had one. All my favourite artists, and I feel like it's such a songwriter night. And I just want to do something for like British music, and I feel like that would be the moment I'd go, yeah, I did something for that. So yeah, we'll put that out there now. We can come back to this video.
In 3 years time, we'll do that. Well, it is roasting, and I'm starting to sweat. So thank you for the time.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight. We've got one more thing I'm going to ask you to do at 45 Vinyl that you don't know about, but otherwise, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hate rounding off interviews.
I'll do a little wave.
Stop. You can take your jacket off because it's fucking so warm.